The January 6th pardons are an abomination.
But with the pardons, what's your take on that?
Here's what I think. Were these people punished? Yes. Were they ruined financially? Yes. Did they spend time in jail? Yes. Have their lives been ruined? Absolutely. And one of you said earlier, Van or Axe, that you think this sends a terrible signal that you can get away with things like this, as though we've never had a moment in recent American history when people were not punished for rampaging around when they shouldn't have been. It was the summer of 2020. And these people were actually punished. Those people were never even charged.
That's not true at all.
That's not true. Most charges were not.
Let him answer.
But I do see it differently in that I don't like it when people tear up buildings at all. I'm not a part of some pro-riot, pro-crime lobby. But I really don't like when people attack police officers. I really don't like it at all. I'm the son of a police officer. My uncle's a police officer. I don't like it at all. If you attack a police officer, before you get any lenience or before you get any support from this society, you should apologize. And they didn't. And that's wrong. And you yourself and others said you would have a problem if the violent ones were let go.
I concede it. I agree.
And that's my problem tonight.
I agree. I don't like the idea specifically the people that attack police. I'm in agreement with you on that. But I do think it is important to note that these people, whatever they did, whether it was just accidentally walking in or doing something much, much worse, Elliot, you can correct me if I'm wrong, most of them, if not all of them, did get punished, serve some kind of time. And my assumption is virtually all of them have had their lives effectively ruined by this.
Yes, these people cannot stop. I believe we are going to see this throughout for 4 years. They are going to be crying every single day. Trump first day in office, Libras are not taking it well. The meltdown I'm seeing everywhere on social media is extremely concerning. Today, The View had a meltdown, especially Sonia Hostin, what she said. Before we even go into that clip, first take a look at this.
Unfolding pretty much the way we expected it to. And yes, this is novel in American history, but it is also knowable in world history because it's the same stuff every other would-be authoritarian leader does in every country that has had to contend with a leader like that. And as Americans, you know, we've had bad inaugurations before, including the one where one of the principals was too drunk to stand. We've had blatant cash in envelopes to the vice president corruption before. We've had political violence before. We've had civil war. But before, each of those things has been treated as a calamity and a scandal. This time, it's a platform. This is textbook authoritarian takeover 101 tactics. Which means today and literally over the next few days, they're going to see what they can get away with and how much they can cow people into not opposing what they're doing and not speaking out about what's wrong with it. More than ever, this is not a time to pretend this isn't happening. You're going to want to have a good answer when you get asked what you did for your country when your country started to take a turn this radical. We are here. It is happening in our lifetimes. Well, we are citizens responsible for the fate of our country.
Yes, why some people are already enjoying the start of Trump presidency, these people are not having it. I don't know if they are going to coup because the way they are starting, the same way they use to fail their network, it is the same method they are struggling to still pick up. I thought they learned their lessons. Tackling the View had a segment melting down about the pardoning of these J6 people. When I look at what they said on this segment, it just tells me one thing. They're crazy. Appreciating what Biden did instead, like, pardoning his own family was a great thing. Allowing these people in prison, why seeing Biden did do that, it is insane.
Can I ask you, because on that point, I want to get you to respond to this, because what I'm already hearing from people who work for Trump and are his allies is that there's really no leg for the Democrats don't have a leg to stand on because President Biden leaving today, issued a raft of pardons, including for his own family members and his sister and his brothers and their spouses, and then also for an activist, an elderly activist who is convicted of killing 2 FBI agents. Chris Wray did not even want him to commute that sentence that President Biden did today. They say that doesn't give Democrats an argument here to criticize these pardons. What is your response to that?
I mean, I think that's the mistake we're seeing now is people trying to reduce this to tribalism. This is not about Democrat or Republican. Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain what he did and his reasoning. But the people he pardoned, his family members, did not, before the naked public eye, beat police officers, try to overthrow our government, lead to the death of police officers, and have injuries, scars, both visible and invisible, on police officers that are still affecting their lives today. This is not about left or right in our country. We can't just say this is a tit for tat or their side did it so my side can do it. No, this is about the values and principles that we should all be looking to uphold, the institutions of our government themselves, that these people on that day tried to overthrow. Let's stop with the rank partisanship. The President of the United States of America has just pardoned people who physically attacked, violently led to the death of officers like Sicknick, and we should be talking about that.
It was interesting to me. I was texting with a lot of Democrats from across the country, state legislative leaders, because this fight is going to be in the states. As much as we look at Congress, America's policy is made in the state legislatures. And one senior Dem state legislator from out west texted me and said, he literally just let his private militia out of jail. He said he's instilled a sense of loyalty. These people feel loyal to him,
Sure
and their
do.
lawlessness is now going to go unchecked, and he can now call on them again to do what they would like. So I know a lot of Democrats have mixed feelings about the president's preemptive pardon of his family specifically.
Oh, President Biden.
President Biden. Yeah, a lot of presidents around here.
Yeah.
Steph, we got to be specific now. And I understand the concerns that people had, but I also understand what the president said is that the incoming President Trump, has promised a special prosecutor to go after, look into the Biden family.
Yes, every person with normal reasoning would think like this. Biden pardoning his family implies they are guilty of something. Yeah, if Trump says, I will persecute you, and you are not guilty of a crime, why should you panic? You should not panic. Yeah, because you know the truth and you stand for the truth. If they take you anywhere, you will not panic. It means there is something. That just clearly tells every person that these people committed a crime. Any mad person would think like that. Pardoning people, knowing fully well that they did nothing wrong, what is the essence of it? Looking at these people, they will defend that. They will say there's no problem with that. Yeah, that is what they will say. But it really troubles me when I see people on The View appreciating it, then trashing Trump for pardoning these 6 people. They have been punished. Like Scott said at the beginning of this video, they have been punished greatly. They have seen that they did something wrong. Why should you allow some people for 10 years, 15 years, 4 years? Why should that be happening?
That they have to actually live up.
He even surprised some Republicans with sweeping pardons to the January 6th insurrectionists, including Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, and other violent rioters. But he wasn't thrilled about Biden issuing pardons of his own on the way out. Take a look. World, the lawmakers trying to protect democracy are thugs, and the lawbreakers are hostages. Do I have that right?
You have it right, yes.
Okay. Your thoughts?
Well,
Which is
clearly doesn't know what
particularly
a hostage is, because there are still hostages right now in the Middle East. They were terrorized by Hamas and have not all come back. So that's a hostage. You can't use that term loosely. These people committed crimes.
It's kind of tacky right now in particular.
Especially right now, but this is the justice system at work. When we talk about guardrails, you said no one's there to check him. His own vice president, J.D. Vance, said a week ago that if you committed violence on that day, January 6th, obviously you shouldn't be pardoned.
Seems similar to me, because Joe Biden's family and the people he pardoned in the January 6th committee have not actually committed crimes. He is trying to prevent them from spending the rest of their lives fighting the government, which is no easy feat.
Yeah, I just wanted to just put a quick button on it, because I was not offended by Biden pardoning his family, because I think, just like Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you or tells you who they are, believe them the first time.
Right.
We've already had a Trump presidency. We know that this administration is a vengeful one. We know this is a vengeful man. And if I can protect me and mine, I would do that. And so I think we need to show Joe Biden.
Amazing.
You've seen their argument. I'm even speechless. You know, hearing this. When it is them, they appreciate it. They say, no, he's right. He's always right. But when some does it, it's a problem. That's the funniest thing with these people. They don't see a problem when something like this happens. I saw some honest Democrat criticizing Biden for doing that. But these people will never own up to that.
How happy are you that her candidate lost?
Sylvester Stallone to be special ambassadors to a great but very troubled place, Hollywood, California.
I think also in this environment right now where immediately
The wildfire situation.
You know, I'm going to take care of the forests and maintain the forests and do all that kind of stuff. He didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything. And then on top of that, they cut the water off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Until Elon Musk confirmed that what this lady is saying is the truth.
Palisades looks like, unfortunately Gaza or one of these war-torn countries where awful things have happened. So, and there are fires now breaking out everywhere. So,
for how we recover.
And sparks move things. And it doesn't matter how much water you have.
Thank you guys for always been there sharing on my videos. I don't like to make the videos long. Reason I always cut it at this point for
Future president and his gag
are a function of their flawed morality and policy.
The problem with California is forestry management.
We're triggering total collapse.
oh.
The city of the Pacific Palisades is burning, and I flew here last night. I was on a plane, started getting texts.
So I am evacuating my home.
What we need to do against what we know is right, and these are the results.
Trump is now calling that Gavin Newsom should step down.
This is you getting water to areas that need water because there are fires in 100-mile-an-hour winds.
The situation is beyond control. I'll be updating you, giving you more information to what I'm observing on social media. I didn't want to report this, but people keep sending this to me. God bless you.
Health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
What do we do?
Right now you're looking straight. Remember it.
As a country about
Yeah, and then I think all our tax dollars probably went for Gavin's hair gel. I don't know, but it's like, it's sad.
I want to be,
Jim Jordan.
In the 5 tenants of
Palisades Village right here. This is the town center of sorts.
And he did this little dance.
Josh Green, the governor of down in Hawaii, who had some.
And then we watch the news or talk to my friends.
The president has started a new tradition